I think the biggest lesson I've learned as a result of working at the ICC was to appreciate and respect the power of an individual's voice. An individual voice is very powerful in the sense that it alone can offer the betterment of oneself and others. And so, in realizing one's own power, there's so many things you can do, even on this small campus. I love being here because it's in a warm environment where you're, close to students but also close to the faculty that work at the ICC. And we're pretty much one big family. We cook for each other, we laugh with each other, we hang out outside of office hours, and we really develop this close bond with each other. And we trust each other, and so having that trust really helps, open the dialogue to faculty and students, and that dialogue can then spread to the entire campus.
It's the only organization on campus that really completely caters towards diversity and to difference. And in that way, I think that it's one of the core offices on campus, really committed to creating an environment that's very open to everybody.
I think it's important for Oxy to have an office like the ICC because it provides a resource for students on campus, and not just students that are marginalized, but students with ideas and like a passion for social justice.
I think working with the ICC has given me a sense of responsibility not only to myself but also to faculty. I think faculty look to the ICCPAs as sort of a resource and a very strong influence on campus.
One of the biggest things I've gotten out of ICC so far has been MSI, and for me that was an amazing experience because it really set the foundation for my passion for social justice.
I'm really glad I did MSI. I got a lot out of it. I made really good friends during MSI that I'm still friends with, and I hope that I will continue to still be friends with. And I also got a good feel of the campus while I did MSI. I got familiar with the professors here, and certain students that were faculty are also club leaders and also hold other student positions on campus. So when the school started, I already knew of a couple of organizations that I wanted to get involved in.
I think MSI develops critical students. Critical in the sense that they're always thinking about things and always asking the question why, and really questioning the society we live in. And so MSI not only helps students gain that perspective, but also allows them to open up and see how they can challenge their own daily routine, and how they can constantly critique and pretty much question our society.
Get such a deep insight on just the way you speak, the things you think, how you've been programmed to think, and it's a very enriching experience. I think by far the most enriching experience I've had at Occidental College.
It is a safe space, and if they don't know about it, that we educate and advocate, and we want to prevent sexual assault on Oxy's campus, as well as empower people to know their own boundaries.
We're here as kind of an organization that's taking something that's been silenced for so long and that is such kind of an isolating issue for people, and we're really bringing it to the forefront and empowering a lot of people to say, I am not alone in my experience, and how can we kind of take our experiences and apply them towards something really inspirational and really productive for the whole campus. We don't have any other motivation in our job other than to help survivors and to be allies for survivors and advocate and educate people who think that we don't have a purpose on this campus when there's clearly a need for us. Even if we're not dealing with survivors, we're still kind of talking about gender inequality. And we're here and we're listening to what students in our classes in the quad say every single day, and we want to, how do we take their frustrations, or how do we take their maybe ignorant, maybe very astute, observations, and how do we turn it into something productive? And we have these resources, and we want to provide a service to our peers. On a very basic level, this has been such an empowering and such a, I've learned more from this job than most of my classes at Oxy, you know, and these are things that I've learned that I won't forget for a very long time. So I think, you know, for the people that it employs, it's very important to have these institutions here.
You know, if you're crusading for any like social justice issue or any issue of equity, you're going to be sort of swimming upstream in any environment, and I think that the CGE for me was a really important place where I can meet other student leaders and administrators who care about these issues and are advocates and allies. And so I think the CGE for me was necessary as like a re-energizing force, because I think that if we didn't have a specific entity on campus that dealt with issues of gender and sexuality, it would just be like, you know, leaders wouldn't talk to each other as much, we would all be sort of fractured, and it would be a lot harder to get meaningful work done and build relationships amongst students and administrators.
Someone's sexual orientation or their gender identity is like a key part of who they are, and if we don't understand difference and respect one another for who they are, then we can't really be a cohesive community.
I don't know what Oxy would be without these three kind of institutions. I think that the ICC, CGE, and Project SAFE kind of embody what Oxy is trying to do in terms of diversity, in terms of the mission statement.
These offices are so important to Oxy's campus and to stressing issues of diversity and equity on this campus. So get involved and be a part of our programs because they're so worth it.